Hey everyone, this video is going to be basically a part 2 to my previous video. I'll leave a link for that in the corner. I was addressing the possible change in population of Mexico City, and also in this video I'll be touching on the possible change of the population of New York City, which is something I had covered in a video back in December. The current population of Mexico City, as we can see, is 21.3 million. We'll be taking a look at what other people remember from Twitter. The first half of this video is going to be Mexico City. The second half is going to be New York City. There's quite a few Mexico City tweets, so if you get tired of them, definitely jump in about maybe 8 minutes in or so, see the New York City portion. You may want to press pause along the way as they go by fairly quickly, and there's a lot of information there. For each one, I've provided the information for the given year. Also, all three, at least, if not more information, but all three data points for the given year for both New York City, New York Metro, and New York State. So assess each bit of information for itself. If you like my videos, don't forget to sub on.
You're right. 35 million in Canada. Shanghai and Mexico City have 30 million. The amount of carbon we emit is negligible globally. 30 million people live in Mexico City, bless their hearts, #pray for Mexico to the deity of your choice. That video isn't in the coast, that's the Periférico on Mexico City and 30 million people live there. Metropolitan Mexico City is like 25 to 30 million. If you've ever experienced the wonderful climate there, then you're not surprised. Mexico City has about 30 million. Wow, Sweden. But then I live in Mexico City. Close to 30 million in just a city. If so, that's the end of Mexico City and 30 million people. Mexico City metropolitan area has 30 million people. Organizing a massive protest would not take long. So Toronto, 3 million people spread out. Mexico City, 30 million people often closely packed. Oh, you're a weird dude, man. Where does the water for 30+ million come from for Mexico City? If you happen to be looking for me in Mexico City today, look for the only one out of 30 million wearing shorts. Sharing about Jesus in Mexico City. Over 30 million people to reach, it can be done through the whole church. #Mexico City has 30 million people. I'm sure it couldn't do worse as a franchise than, let's say, #Florida. LOL, it's a business. 50 km of road in a 30 million people living in Mexico City. Just amazing. We all come from a little village called Mexico City. There are 30 million of us and we all know each other. At CBC Calgary, this is why there is 30 million in Canada and 30 million in Mexico City. Sending warm thoughts back home. Mexico City population in 1959, 3 million. Mexico City population in 2014, 30 million, and heading north. Mexico City. 30 million people. There are 30 million effing people in the greater Mexico City area. Terror has invaded Mexico City. La Coca is rocking tonight for their first time in history, the city of 30 million people, MVP all day. Pick. The sprawling city of 30 million people, Mexico City from #ISS, #NASA. At Genevieve107, haha, I love irony in names. What did you think of Mexico City? 30 million is bigger than most. At Barrel Hopping. Big Mexico City approximate population 30 million. Small, the ironically titled, Biggar Saskatchewan, population 2,161. Today fact. Tokyo, Mexico City, and Sao Paulo are already home to 30 million people or more. Head to Mexico City tomorrow. When will they be getting an NFL team? In a city of 30 million they'd find a fan base. Flying over Mexico City. I couldn't believe the size. 30 million people down there. Mexico City has 30 million of habitants, versus, I'm 132 students in DF, equals maybe 5,000 Obrador student. It's bananas, at EPN the force PRI. The volcano less than 40 miles southeast of Mexico's densely populated capital, Mexico City. Some 30 million. John, you got your facts wrong. Mexico City has close to 30 million residents, not 9. Lufthansa launches new route from Munich to Mexico City. Mexico City has a population of 30 million, making it 1. 30 million people in Mexico City, 50% of them under 20 years. Have you seen movie, Blue Gold? How do you even begin to pray for a city of 30 million? Hashtag Mexico City. Mexico City DF is not pretty safe at all. There's almost 30 million people there and delinquency is almost everywhere. Quick fact for y'all. Mexico City has like 30 million people. 30 million live here in Mexico City. Right now I feel like number 29,504,006. But I found Jesus. WFP Mexico still waiting for more than half of 30 million swine flu vaccines. Mexico City, Mexico, the epicenter. I'm sick of hearing swine flu this, swine flu that. In Mexico City with 30 million or so population, barely 100 people have caught it. What people seem to forget about swine flu is Mexico City has 30 million residents. It's like 200 people hospitalized in London, 20 dead. Mexico City closed. Population of approx 30 million sequestered for 10 days. Broadband and VPNs will keep some afloat. Hashtag Mexico quake, nearly 30 million citizens in Mexico City metro area. No way. Mexico City metro area has like 30 million people in it. New York City only has like 18 million. Mr. Torres. There is 35 million people living in New York State. At Jacqueline Ragusa, and I'm still single. New York and vicinity, 35 million people, the old weren't evacuated so only 100 people died, what a big fat Obama. Tokyo is the world's largest populated city with 35 million people, followed by New York with 21 million people. What? There's more people in Greater Tokyo than in Canada, 35 million. More people in New York City than in Australia. Canada's whole population is estimated to have around 32 million people. New York City alone has a population of 35 million people. Wow. November 18, 2010. Dear New York City, are you aware that 50 million people live within your limits? Yes, roughly 1/6 of our national population. Amazed, Sarah. Hong Kong Island, small, square miles total. Population equals same as New York. Crazy, Shanghai equals 30 million people. New York equals plus or minus 8 million LOL. There are 20 million people in New York City alone. Compared to our entire Canadian population of 30 million. Canada's population is the same as New York City. When will we get justice? Canada is so big, but our population is like the same as New York City. It's a population issue. Canada supports 7 teams with the same population as New York, who support 2. USA is needed for people, not money. Isn't the population of Canada around the same as New York? In all fairness, there is like 10 times less people in Canada. Our population is equal to New York State. New York events, at New York Events 2010. A population of Americans, equal almost to the entire population of Canada, will now have better health care coverage. Wow!